Peace to all who listen. I'm back again to speak today on the subject of the messengers, or the aspect of the messengers, and what does a messenger mean, and what does a messenger of God mean, and what does he do? What's his responsibility? To start off, let's look at the word messenger. I mean, what does it mean to people when I tell you I'm a messenger, or you think you're a messenger, or somebody else is a messenger to you? What does that actually mean? I mean, it is quite clear the messenger carries a message. That is the most basic, fundamental definition of the word messenger, the one sent, the one sent with a message or to deliver something. And that's where the whole story begins, with a messenger. So when someone comes to you with an envelope to deliver it to you, is not he a messenger, like your postman or the courier who brings you a package? He's a messenger that bringing you a package. So what is the actual message? The message is what's contained in the package. It could be something, or it could be a directive, or it could be a book filled with words, or it could be a letter instructing you, or telling you, or informing you. So that is the most fundamental understanding of messenger. And we have messengers all around. I mean, look around you. How many messengers do you meet every day? Are you not a messenger yourself when you explain something to someone else, or you bring a piece of information, knowledge, wisdom to anyone? So, are you not a messenger? So, now let's look at the one who brings the message of God. So, a guy who comes and tells you that he is bringing you the message of God, what does that make that guy? For you, immediately God, right? You got to make him God, because there's nothing else left, or you reject him. He can't be. So what do people normally do when someone comes and tells them that he is a messenger of God? Fundamentally, one is laughter, two is must be crazy, three is lunatic, and he's just inventing stuff up from his own mind. And why is that, you would ask? Why is that the way most of mankind react? And don't tell me people don't, because that's exactly how they react. So what is the aspect here that we're looking at? So if you think a guy who says is a messenger of God is crazy, one is that there can be no more messengers of God, or there can be no messengers of God, or that God doesn't exist. These are the three options that I can come up with, and there are others, but let's look at these three options. So one aspect is God doesn't exist. So anybody who says he's a messenger of God is a lunatic. That's simple. The other is that there are no more messengers of God. That means whenever you decide that from now on there will be no more messengers of God, then anybody who comes and says he's a messenger of God is a lunatic, or that God doesn't send any messengers. So God cannot send any messengers. That's it. Nobody can be a messenger of God. I mean, there are other examples, but fundamentally, that's how mankind deals with the messenger of God. The messenger of God brings the message of God. He is sent with the instructions of God. Now let's look at what's the responsibility of a messenger. So if the king sends a messenger, nowadays we glorify it by saying he is the envoy, or the ambassador, or the representative. We this stupid pope who is absolute Satan, if not absolutely satanic, the vicar of God, the pure one, infallible. This guy, the one that runs around like a moron, spewing garbage from his face today, and the ones before him, absolute Satans. They spew nothing but garbage into your hearts and your souls, and you don't even understand it because it makes you feel good. You've been programmed to think that. While the messenger comes and tells you who you are, in reality, a bunch of fools, because you've been fooled by the Satan. God is not going to send a messenger if you guys are following his path. You know, do you think the king is going to send his messenger to tell the people, hey, keep on doing what you're doing, great job? I mean, there's no point in that. The king will send his messenger to inform people who are going against him, or tell them to do what he wants them to, which they're not. That's the way the messenger is worked by the king or the envoy or the ambassador or the representative, whoever it may be. So that is the fundamental aspect of the messenger. So the messenger delivers a message fundamentally. And that's what his job is. That is his pure responsibility. If it is anything other than delivering a message, then the messenger will not be called the messenger. He'll be called something else, right? I mean, so what about who are the messengers? In the books of God, let's look at the reality of who are the true messengers, the high messengers. The highest of the messengers are the spirit and the angels. There are no messengers of God higher than them. They are the absolute controllers of everything that happens on the earth and most of the heaven by the command and what God has entrusted them to do. So they are delivering actually commands and enacting them. So the messenger can be told to go and do a directive, complete a task. But that's another kind of messenger. So the angels are those kinds, and the spirit in many ways, and they also bring the message, obviously. So similarly, the messengers that are from mankind do similar stuff. The fundamental act is of to deliver the message of God from those that come from mankind to mankind. So when a messenger comes with his message, the people who receive the message react how their souls are trained to react. The souls are trained to reject the truth today. And that has been the case in every point in history that a messenger has come. But his job remains the same. He delivers the message. So these are the messengers from mankind that come and deliver the message of God, have been doing it from time immemorial, and will continue to do, like me, until when Jesus returns and he delivers the same message as I deliver to you, and that Muhammad delivered to you, that Moses delivered to you, that Abraham delivered to you. It's the same message. But you'll say, no, they're different books. Yeah, they have been corrupted. The books before the Quran have been corrupted. But if you line them up, the Torah, the Bible, and the Quran, you will find the absolute similarities that will prove that they are from the same source, which is God. So a messenger who comes after another messenger and tells you that messenger lied to you is the biggest liar. And if he is a messenger of God, and if the one before him was the messenger of God, that's the fundamental fact that nobody wants to understand or uncover in their souls. They think they're running perfectly, following Jesus, following Moses, following Muhammad, and they're all perfect, yet they in between themselves fight, and within themselves they're totally distorted, divided, and going down paths of absolute contradiction to each other. So how can they be following the same guy? The guy is not going to bring you contradicting messages. God will not send you contradicting messages. You will make contradictions in them. And that's how it works. So let's see what the Quran says about messengers of God. So, from mankind, there are messengers of God. And from the angels, all the angels and the spirit are messengers of God. So other than that, I am not aware of any other that are clearly mentioned in the Quran as messengers of God. I mean, from the demons they might be, and there are other messengers, the birds, the animals, all this stuff. God can make anybody a messenger that delivers a message. But when we talk about messengers of God and the message of God, it becomes more specific. The messenger has to bring the exact message of God and explain it to his people. So let's look at what the Quran says are the messengers and what they are doing. What is their functionality? So let's look at the first place. And not we send from messenger except to his being obeyed with will of God. And if surely they, behold, they wrong their souls, they come to you, but ask their forgiveness of God, and will ask forgiveness to them the messengers, to be finding God turner merciful. So that's one place. They're sent to be obeyed with will of God. Obviously, you're not going to be obeying any messenger unless God wills it. And if they come to you, meaning the messenger, and they wrong their souls, and they obviously have to accept, then ask forgiveness of them of God, and will ask forgiveness the messengers. So what? Oh, one messenger, so many messengers. I mean, like, yeah, the angels also ask forgiveness to the believers on the earth, those who accept. So another point. And not we send the messengers, except informers and warners. But any who believes and writes, but no fear over them, and not they grieve. So that's what the messenger sent for. What is the messenger sent? Not we send messengers, except informers and warners. They come to inform, and they come to warn. You know, they inform those who have some faith, and they warn the others, and they warn the ones who have faith as well. We need to be warned, and we need to be informed. That's what they're sent for. And now this is to us, the Spirit is telling, and not we sent from before you except men. So telling the messenger and to mankind, not we sent before you except men we inspired to them, from keepers of the cities. Will but not they travel in the earth, but they look how was end of those from before them, and to be home of the hereafter better to those who fear. Will but not you understand? No, they are not going to understand, obviously. So it's just men from men. He's not going to send angels to you to deliver his message, because then it would not be equal on equal. The man has to come to tell you how it needs to be. If an angel comes, you can't be like an angel, and the message he delivers will be at a level which you and I cannot understand. And not we sent from messenger except with tongue of his people, to his clarifying to them. But he makes astray God in who he wishes, and he guides who he wishes, and he, the mighty, the wise. So, oh, he came with Arabic, he came with Hebrew, he came with Aramaic, he came with God knows what language. The people he sends the messenger to, he speaks to them in their language. I speak to you in English today. What's the most spoken language on the earth today? I mean, I believe it's pretty clearly English, or at least accepted. Yeah, there's Chinese, there's Hindi, and other languages. But the most prevalent language today is English. So the messenger will come to you in your language. He will talk to you in your language. Another place where it says, and not we sent from before you except men, we inspired to them. But ask keepers of the reminder if you are not knowing. So ask them, were they not men that were sent to them from before all of us, each one of us? Yeah, they were men. And not we send down over you the book, except to your clarifying to them what they're differing in it, and guidance and mercy to people they're believing. So that's what the messenger is supposed to do, is to clarify what's in the book. I mean, it's simple. He knows the book. He's telling you what the book says. That's it. And with the truth we send it down, and with the truth comes down. And not we sent you except informer and warner. This is talking directly to the messenger. Of course, the first one who got this book was Muhammad. And after that, everyone who gets this book is the same messenger of God who delivers the message that Muhammad brought in the absoluteness that God teaches them. And not we send the messengers except informers and warners. And they dispute those who reject with the wrong, to their covering with it the truth. And they take my signs and what I warn, mocking. So this is God telling us this is what. And what do? They cover the wrong truth with the wrong that they invent. And look at what's happening. All the books are being covered by the garbage Satan has invented and made you believe, and how you live today. So the message of God seems so archaic, totally out of the times. This is not with the times. Yeah, of course, the times are coming for your destruction. That's why the message of God does not fit with the times that you live in and how you beautify the life of the world. Of course not, because the time of your destruction is coming. And another place, and not we sent before you except men, we inspired to them. But ask keepers of the reminder if you are not knowing. Same thing being repeated for us to try and understand what the messengers are for. And another place, and not we sent from before you from messenger, except we inspired to him. Surely it, no God except I, but serve me. The messenger inspired the same thing. Serve me. None were sent before me, or the one before, and the one before, and the one before, and the one after. Will they be told nothing but this? Surely it, no God except I, but serve me. So we serve God. We know who the master is, who is the creator, who is the holder of all power, and no one has power over him. He controls power of everyone. Those who make you believe that their power cannot be taken away and they're not God, they are the liars. I'm not going to come to you and tell you I have the power. I will make you go into the garden. I will save you from the hellfire. Not a chance. I will tell you, obey what I tell you, obey what I deliver to you, understand what I tell you, and serve God and fear Him and obey me. And not we send from before you from messenger and not prophet except when desired through the Satan in his desire. But he writes God what he throws, the Satan, and then he commands God his signs. And God knowledgeable, wise. So every one of us is attacked by Satan. The stories are there that Jesus was enticed by the Satan. I don't know what the truth of that is, but the Christians talk about it. He wandered 40 nights in the desert or whatever that was. The story that I don't know 100% about, nor do I have any way to verify that. But I do know every messenger and prophet, whatever he desires, so Satan throws in his desire. And then after that, God commands the signs once he does. Because what does he want? To his making what he throws the Satan, trial to those in their heart's disease. All of us have disease in our hearts when we are astray, and the hardness of their hearts. And surely the wrongdoers to be in splitting far. And not we sent you except informer and warner. This is it. Inform and warn. Inform and warn. That was the messenger does. And not we sent you except enough to the mankind, informer and warner. But surely most of the mankind, not they know. So this is what the messenger does. He informs all of mankind. And not is one guy is enough to all of mankind. So Muhammad was enough with this message because this book is enough. This book, the Quran, is more than enough to warn and inform all of mankind. But they do not know. They cannot understand. But they say, surely we found our fathers above people, and surely we over their remnants guided. So, this is what they say. And like that, not we sent from before you in cities from warner, except said affluent of them. Surely we found our fathers above people, and surely we over their remnants noting. So this is what happens when you come with the guidance that is from God. They will say we follow our fathers. So the way mankind acts has never changed. It will never change. It has never changed, and nobody expects it to change. So let's look at what a messenger does. And obey God and obey the messengers and be warned. But if you turn back, but know surely what over our messengers, the delivering, the clear. Not over the messengers except the delivering. And God, He knows what you announce and what you hide. This is to the messenger directly. And if what we surely show you some of what we promise them, or we surely take you away, but surely what over you the delivering, and over us the account. The account will be done by God and His angels and the messengers. I'm not going to account over you. I'm going to deliver you the message. That's it. And say those who partner, if wished God, not we serve from other than Him, from a thing. Us and not our fathers. And not we forbid from other than Him, from a thing. Like that did those from before them. But is over the messengers except the delivering, the clear. So here's a question to those who say this garbage from their mouths. We don't do anything. We don't serve anyone except Him. Us and not. And if wished, obviously, that's when they would have done it. And they say it as if they're doing that, right? So they're also like, and we don't forbid anything other than Him if He wished. Yeah, of course, if He wished, you would not do this, but you're doing it. You're doing all of this. You're serving from other than God, and your fathers are doing the same thing, and you're forbidding things that God has not forbidden, and you're allowing things God has forbidden. And only the messenger only delivers clearly. What is it? We started with what does the messenger do? He delivers. He brings a message. He informs and warns. But if they turn, but surely what over you the delivering, the clear. Again, same thing. Say, the messenger tells you, obey God and obey the messenger. But if you turn, but surely what over him what carries, and over you what you carry. And if you obey him, you will be guided, and not over the messengers, except the delivering, the clear. That's it, man. I mean, the messenger just needs to deliver. That's it. Game over. Once he's delivered, you're finished. You turn away, you're going to hell. You turn towards it, God will forgive you. That's how it works. And if you falsify, but have falsified people from before you, this is, I believe this is Abraham saying to his people who are stupid fools, And if you falsify but have falsified people from before you, and not over the messengers, except the delivering, the clear. They said, Our Lord, He knows surely we to you to be sent. These are messengers answering their stupid fools who tell them that you're nothing but garbage. They said, let's look at what they said. They said, Not you except conscious beings, our example, and not sends down the Almighty from a thing. If you are, except you falsifying. So this is the accusation the people have to the messengers. They said, Our Lord, He knows surely we to you to be sent, and not over us except the delivering, the clear. So when people tell the messenger, you're not being sent by God, we don't need the acceptance of mankind. It is not a freaking democracy here or consensus driven system that you all have to accept the messenger for him to be the messenger. You only accept the messenger when he's dead, and then you make him God or gods or son of God or the only one or the best one, and then you make him into what you want and your desires want, and make him act like you want him to act in your dreams. And then everybody follows that garbage, and you become the way you are. Absolute animalistic beings that have no knowledge except the will to go after the desires of the life of the world, the wealth, the women, the land, the gold, the silver, the treasures, your achievements, your knowledge. The knowledge of the life of the world is but garbage. You people don't understand that the knowledge you hold doesn't hold a candle to what I bring to you. All the knowledge that you hold and you glorify in your hearts and minds and your freaking degrees, you cannot hold a candle to the knowledge I bring you. Do you not understand that? Obviously you don't, because the reality is that you hold but garbage in your hands, manure, which will be soon blown away into the wind. Soon it will be blown away. Just mark my words and keep waiting. So will I. I will just wait, just like the messengers before me. We wait. We wait for God to bring His command. But if they turn away, but not we sent you over them a guard, if over you accept the delivering. And surely we, when we make taste the man from us mercy, happy with it. And if comes to them evil, with what sent forth their hands, but surely the man a rejecter. So this is how you guys behave. When good comes to you, that you perceive to be good, most of it is evil trials and making see how you act when good comes to you, and you act like gods instead of being submissive and bowing to the command and mercy and happiness of God and His grace. You turn the other way and act like gods. And obey God and obey the messengers. But if you turn back, but surely what over our messengers, the delivering, the clear, God, no God except He, and over God but they trust, the believers. And now this is a warning to the messenger. The messenger is saying himself, Surely I, not he delivers me from God, anyone, and not I find from other than him sanctuary, except delivering from God and his messages. And any he disobeys God and his messengers, but surely to him fire of hell living in her forever. So, this is what mankind does not understand about a messenger. He is here to deliver the message. He is here to clarify the message. He is here to inform you. He is here to warn you. He is not here to make you believe. He is not here to make you rich. He is not here to make you famous or himself famous. He is not here to ask you wealth for delivering the message of God or any reward. Not a single messenger of God in the history of mankind will come and ask you for reward except by mistake. He might make a mistake like Muhammad did, and it's written in the Quran. You can read it up. I don't know which chapter it's in, when he took from the refugees before the end of the war and the land had been subdued by the Prophet. So that you can read about it, but he will only make a mistake, and he will realize it quickly, because the Spirit is going to come and slap him around a little, which Muhammad has been a few times in the Quran. You can go read it. Muhammad did not judge perfectly at all occasions, and a few of them are mentioned in the Quran. And that doesn't mean those are the only 3 times. We misjudge because we are fallible. We're not angels, we're not the Spirit, and we're certainly not God. So we make our errors, but we do it from the innocent perspective. We don't do it from the malicious perspective which everybody else is doing on the earth today with the message of God. When you see your leaders who bring you the message of God from all the religions on the earth, and you are giving them homage by paying them for it and putting them on pedestals they don't deserve and praising them for what they have no justification to be praised, you are the followers to their folly, and you will go to hell with them. When you give wealth to the messenger of God for delivering the message of God, you are in a incestuous relationship that will end in the hellfire. The messenger will never accept any reward for delivering the message of God. If he does, he will be asked by God, and if he does it in a manner that is malicious and he knows otherwise, he's going to go to hell as well. But he will never. I mean, I'm never going to ask a cent from anyone that I deliver you this message. You must give me your land and your children and your women and your wealth and gold and silver. That you can do to the Pope, yeah, and your leaders in your stupid Islamic religion, and the Jews can do it for their rabbis and imams. You can give them your money. They will go to hell, and you will go to hell for following them. That's as good as it is. The one who brings the message of God is responsible for clarifying to the people he brings the message to. If I bring you the message and delude you with that message as I am deluded because I don't understand it, then I will take your burdens and I will take my burdens. But that does not absolve you from following me wrongly. If you choose to follow me and I'm wrong, then you will bear your burdens and you will take that burden to hell. A messenger of God is extremely afraid to make mistakes on the message of God by delivering a wrong thing which isn't in the message of God, which has been encapsulated for him, and he's been sent with that. So when you think of that and you look around what's going on the earth today, and how many different messages which are contradictory are going around, and you falling for them day in and day out, not counting your stupid movies and your music and your news and your dramas and your bloody parties and your Eids and your Christmases. All this is garbage. None of this is in the books of God. This is all inventions of man and the invention of Satan, who is taking you to the hellfire. His own job is to make you believe other than what God tells you. And by God, he is doing a phenomenal job today. There is nothing but hellfire for all the people I see around me in the earth. Yeah. And you say, oh, what? You're the only one who's guided? Yeah, I can see no one else guided like me. If you can bring someone, bring him to me. Let's have a chat. I'll show how guided he is. If he is guided like me, we will be friends forever. It's just like when you find someone who is of your own inclinations, you love that person. So if someone comes with this knowledge to me, I will love that person. There's no other way about it. And if I come with this knowledge to someone who's like me, he will love me. It's as simple as that. But no, you don't love this message. You love the life of the world. So keep enjoying it and keep waiting. Surely I with you, waiting. Till the next time. Peace.